The reason why you're not productive is because you're not bored enough. And if you can't listen to a few minute video explaining why, it proves my point. Now in today's world, we have a lot of distractions pulling our attention all the time. Whether it's social media or video games or TV or Netflix, whatever it is. There's so many different things trying to pull our attention 24/7. Now whenever you partake in one of these activities, your brain gets hit with a bunch of dopamine. And your brain loves dopamine. It's that kind of chemical that makes you feel good. You probably heard of it before. But the problem is that your brain does not care where the dopamine comes from. Even if the dopamine source is damaging or doesn't do anything for you, your brain doesn't care because it wants to feel good all the time. Like for example, eating donuts. Donuts are really good. They release a bunch of dopamine inside the brain, but they don't really do anything for your body. They make you feel bad, they make you look bad, and they mess up the way you think. Eating donuts literally does nothing for you except make you feel good for a few seconds. But because your brain only cares about the dopamine spikes that it gets from that, it's going to always default to that. So this is why addictions happen. Your brain goes for things that makes it feel really good, but it doesn't really care about the context of it. It doesn't really care what it's actually doing to your body. So someone who binge eats on food, they're doing it not because it actually helps them. They're doing it because their brain loves to feel good, and every time they put a piece of food in their mouth, it raises their dopamine levels, so their brain's gonna make them think that they need to do that all the time. Okay, so now being productive. Believe it or not, being productive is actually fun. You do get dopamine spikes from being productive. The problem is that being productive does not give you the same dopamine spike as playing video games would. Even though being productive actually helps you progress in your life and gives you a much greater feeling later on down the road, your brain does not care. Your brain only wants to worry about the here and the now and just wants to feel good at all times. Like for example, to put this into numbers, let's just say being productive and reading a book gives you 5 dopamine points. I'm just making this up. And then let's say video games gives you 50. Your brain only cares about the higher number. So it's going to always go towards the 50. It's going to always go towards the video games. And it's going to always ignore the book because, why are you going to read a book? Because it's just so boring. It's not as fun and engaging as compared to the video games. Because, the video games have a bunch of flashing colors and lights and sounds and the controller vibrates and everything. It's so much stimulation and so much dopamine hitting your brain that it's going to always be attracted to that more than the book. So what's helped me in my life is this. Simply get rid of everything that is distracting. Get rid of your TV, get rid of all your consoles, delete social media, get rid of the junk food in your house. Delete and get rid of everything that is not helping you be productive. So what's going to happen is once you get rid of everything that is distracting, you're going to become so bored that your brain just wants to feel something that is going to go towards the stuff that's actually productive. Things that you've been actually wanting to do for a while, it's going to go towards those things because now there's nothing distracting it, pulling it any other direction. And your brain hates to be bored. There's almost no situation when you're not going to be able to sit in a room and do absolutely nothing. It is literally torture for your brain. That's what solitary confinement is. It's whenever you have nothing to do, no interactions, no nothing. Back to what I was saying about, the 5 and the 50, the book being the 5 and the video games being the 50. If you get rid of the video games go to 0. They're out the equation. And if you're just sitting around doing nothing, that's like a 0. Reading books is infinitely better than doing nothing. So now your brain's actually want to actually go out and go read the books instead. Because a lot of people, they wonder why they're not actually doing anything and really progressing and not really doing the hard stuff. It is simply because you're giving yourself too many instant high dopamine hits all the time. If you simply remove those, there's nothing else distracting you from actually doing what you need to do. If you do want to go out and start a business or start working out, but you're addicted to TV and Netflix, okay, sell your TV, cancel your Netflix subscription, break your TV in half if you have to. Just do whatever you can to make sure there's nothing distracting you to get in your way. So to sum this up, being productive is actually fun, but it's not going to be fun if it's being compared to other things that give you such a high amount of dopamine. So what you need to do is get rid of all those other activities, all those other distractions that give you high amounts of dopamine, so your brain is so bored, it's going to default into wanting to do the productive things. Do this and I promise you'll be 100 times more productive. Alright, so this is the more unscripted part of the video. So whenever I talk about being productive and cutting off all distractions and everything like that, I'm not saying you need to do that forever. I'm simply saying that for a period of time, if you really have a big goal you want to achieve, you're going to need a period of time whenever you just cut off everything and really focus on where you're going. And if some people are like, well, what's the point of living then if all you're going to be doing is just, working and doing whatever? It all depends on your priorities. If you do want to have the life of just, sitting around, playing video games, eating junk food, just enjoying your life, just whatever. That's perfectly fine. If that's your priority, that's fine. But if you want to be one of those people that actually go out and do really meaningful things, have true fulfillment, who can look in the mirror and be proud of what they've done in their life and the impact they've had on others. If you want to do that, it is very hard to do by staying distracted all the time. I'll probably make another video about this later on, but people always talk about balance. They want balance in life. Balance is fine. Balance is what I see as kind of normal. But if you look at normal people aren't really the happiest. Normal people aren't really the most fulfilled. They're not really driven to actually go out and do stuff. So having balance is perfectly fine. But for me, I want balance in my life at some point, but I feel like to achieve true balance, you need to be unbalanced, at least for a certain period of time. Like if you want to have the ability to have work-life balance and have the freedom to do whatever you want to, there's going to be a period of time whenever you're going to need to be unbalanced to focus on what you need to do to get yourself in that position. Because if you don't do that, then you're just going to stay in the same spot. But once again, if you're perfectly fine with that, that is cool. Like I'm not hating on anyone who wants to live a nice balanced lifestyle, who wants to, stay on social media and play video games and everything. But I'm saying this, if you do want to go out and create a big business and make a lot of money, or go out and travel the world and just really leave your legacy and impact on the world, in my head, it is extremely hard to do if you spend 3, 4, 5 hours a day distracted on your phone. I don't see anyone in history who's ever really gone out and done a lot and really made their impact in this world by being distracted several hours every single day. Because also what happens is a lot of people, whenever they try to do focused work, or whenever they are working on something for, let's just say, 4, 5, 6 hours, if you're distracted through that entire time, you're not actually getting 5 or 6 hours of work done. You might actually be getting an hour of work done. Because to actually get into the flow of things, to actually start to work and actually do things properly and put your entire mental space into whatever activity you're doing, you need to get into a flow state. And to get to a flow state, it's not an instant thing. You can't get in a flow state after 5 seconds. It takes probably around 10 to 15 minutes of uninterrupted, undistracted work. And if you're always sitting next to a phone that's buzzing, or you have, Facebook notifications are always popping up, or, there's a computer or a TV right here, right by your face, you simply are not going to be able to do meaningful work for long enough to actually see results of what you're doing. Because most people know what to do. They know, how to be productive, just go out and, do all the stuff you need to do. But they don't talk about what that actually means. What does it mean to actually be productive? Once again, everybody's goals are different, but if you walk around and then you walk past someone and you can just tell just by looking at them, they have their together. You are not going to get to that position by being distracted. Almost anyone who's really done almost any CEO, almost any business person, any athlete, anyone who's done stuff, they're not really living a balanced lifestyle. Now, don't get me wrong. They can live a very balanced lifestyle after they're done, after they put in the work and do what they needed to do. Yes, they can chill and do whatever they want. But that first initial part, when it actually is building what they're trying to build, they're not balanced. They need to work. They need to get ahead. If you want to lose weight, losing weight is much different than maintaining weight. That's like someone saying, oh yeah, they want to live a balanced lifestyle, but they want to change their body. You're not going to be able to. Now, you can maintain and stay where you are once you've achieved your body, but to achieve the body you want to, you need to be off balance or unbalanced, at least for a certain period of time. And once again, if your goal is to live a balanced lifestyle for the rest of your life and not really do anything, that's perfectly fine. I'm not saying that's the wrong way to go. But my goal and what I'm saying is for people who really want to go out and unlock their potential and do everything possible to leave their biggest mark they can on this world. Because I've been researching people who are business leaders or CEOs or people who do big things. And the common theme is that they are unbalanced and they remove all distractions and they are just really focused on what they are doing. And that's probably one of the biggest things that people seem to forget. We just live in a world with so many different distractions that are just trying to eat away at us all the time. They're always trying to grab our attention and they are fighting for it hard. And it is very, very, very hard to stay focused in today's world. But a good thing about that is that because everyone else is so distracted, if you're one of the few people that can actually stay focused on a goal and what they're doing, you'll be ahead of like 90% of people automatically. Because 99% of people aren't doing anything with their lives. They're just head down, focus, just go. They're not going through their life with any ambition or any goals or anything. They're letting other things distract themselves and just are stuck in this loop. Don't be that person. Break out of that. Stay focused. Ignore everything. Focus on where you're going. Now, once you get to where you're going, like once again, this is not a forever thing. Once you get to where you're going or you're comfortable with where you're going, you can stop then. You can live a balanced lifestyle. You can be on social media and do whatever you want to. Like if you want to go out and make millions of dollars, once you make those millions of dollars, you can chill then. Like Drake, for example. Drake can chill. He can be on TikTok and Instagram as much as he wants to because he has enough money to support himself. But to get to that position, to be able to make millions of dollars, no, you cannot be balanced. He cannot sit there and be on TikTok and social media and trying to like everybody's Instagram post while somehow making millions of dollars. You need to be extremely focused on where you're going. So if you want to be more productive, you need to bore yourself to death. Almost. I'm not saying you got to get rid of every single thing, but the more bored you are, the more you remove all your distractions, the more you remove all your high dopamine activities that you partake in that aren't really moving you ahead or progressing you in your life, that are steering you off your goals. You need to remove those to be able to focus on the actual high quality, productive work that you want to do. This is probably one of the most important things that I've learned because I've always wanted to do productive things, but I was like, I can't seem to be productive until someone just told me it's because you're distracted by bull. That's not helping you. Remove everything. Literally just get rid of everything. Get rid of all social media. Get rid of all technology. You will find something to do. I promise you, you're not going to just sit there. Excuse me. Because I promise you, you're not just going to sit there staring yourself in the mirror for hours and days and weeks on end without doing anything. Your brain is wired to always do stuff. It's going to find something to do. So you remove everything that you don't want to work on. Anything that's not aligned with your goals and values. Remove all that and your brain will focus on the real important work at hand. So if you guys have watched this far into the video, I just want to say thank you. I really do appreciate it because I probably know I might get 10 views on this. So there might be maybe 1 or 2 people, if that are probably even going to get halfway through this video. So if you enjoyed this entire video, please comment below. Let me know. I really appreciate your support. Share this to other people. I'm really trying to grow. So if you were to share this to someone and watch it all the way through, which you've already done, and like it and subscribe and just try to get other people involved, because my goal is just try to help other people and really teach people how to become the best version of themselves. Now, I'm not perfect and I'm not the best version of myself right now, but I am much better than I was years ago. And I'm still on this journey to try to figure out my life and just trying to progress as a human being. So if you enjoyed this video, please share it to other people. It would mean the world to me. So go out there and be bored and be productive. Thanks for watching. Peace out.